Welcome back to the channel, collectors. Today we are going to unbox yet another Warhammer Underworlds, and this time we are in the new chapter and it's called Diregam. Diregam. Okay, Direchasm, I'm kidding. Alright, so it comes with this regular size hardback box, and let's see how the minis compare to themselves. Just a disclaimer before you watch on, do remember to like and subscribe because that will really help the channel. And in this video, because primarily I am a painter, I will be looking at the models and reviewing the models and giving you a size comparison of the models. As for the gameplay wise, I am not too familiar with the gameplay. However, I can give you a little bit of insights of how the gameplay is like. So, this is a competitive game played on hexes, and these are the markers and the tokens that come within the set. Very nice printed cardboard here. So I'm just gonna open up the cardboard here to see the bases. So just gonna slice open the packaging right here. Just be very careful not to cut and damage any of this contents of this box. Okay, so let's see what's in here. So there are two sets of tokens, looks like. So for me, I'm not too familiar with the game. However, I have painted a couple of Shadespire miniatures, and I really like how this Warhammer Underworlds miniatures are, because these miniatures are very well designed and I can see them totally getting together as a warband. So you and your opponent get to decide how you want to place the hexes. So you want to place them side by side, having an interlocking pattern. That's all up to you. So there are two boards provided, and they are all very nicely designed for this edition, and it comes with both sides. And I really like the designs. They really reflect this underground subterranean feel. Okay, so this game is about deck building, and the miniatures are actually not essential at all. However, today what we're going to do is we're going to look into the miniatures more. So it comes with the rule book, which let's look through the rule book too, and you can look at the warbands and their pictures. So as usual, just slicing the packaging so that we don't damage the precious content. And for this Diregam, we're going to be looking at the two warbands, namely the Lumineth Realm Lords, aka High Elves, and the Mortal Slanesh Warband, the Drake Pageant. So just looking at the warbands, this is probably some quick start rules. I have heard that the game is pretty easy to learn, and I might definitely pick this up and learn how to play this game if time allows. Okay, so it comes with two warbands, and they are all push fit models. What's nice about this Underworld miniatures is that these miniatures are usually very dynamically posed, and they should come together as a little diorama in most of the case. Okay, so for the two warbands, we have the High Elves right here, Lumineth Realm Lords, and from the pictures I can see it's very nice, and it's a good opportunity to practice on a lot of cloth. And if you're not a fan of painting faces, I think you would definitely like the Slanesh models a lot more. I like how they have painted them, and how they have differing skin tones. It's a very good reference. And also the leader looks like he has ritually scarred himself, and these things look pretty gnarly. Okay, and yeah, there's this how do you pronounce this? Slick slash. Okay, and I'm probably gonna be assembling some of them. Gonna be assembling these two, and probably this leader right here, so that you guys can have a look and a size comparison shortly after. So this is the rulebook right here. I think the rulebook would probably give some story and some lore regarding the progression of this, and some background about some background and some artwork of the two warbands. Okay, so each warband comes with their own deck of cards, and the deck of cards have all individual, and they are all unique cards. So each card can only be used once in the deck, and yeah, I'll just leave you to have a look at the rulebook, and I'll be looking in the models very shortly. Oh, very interesting. There are options for 4 players and 3 players, and yeah, that's cool. It's pretty cool. Right, so without further ado, let's have a look at the models. Wait a minute, where is the instructions? Where are the instructions? Hello, instructions, where are you? Okay, so it's kind of weird. In my booklet, I did not see any instructions, and this is a fresh unboxing. So okay, guess I'm doing this blind, but that's fine. So these are the cards. So usually they have preset cards for first timers and the extra cards so that you can just add them in, and I'll be assembling some of these models very shortly. So just making sure that I didn't screw up and I didn't misplace the instructions. In fact, yes, I don't know where the instructions are. I'll be just doing this blind, and I'll catch you in just a little bit.
What we do here is go back.
Okay. So these are the warbands. Okay, this is the Drake pageant. Just look at the sprues for a little bit right here. I think in my opinion, things should be pretty straightforward to do even without the instructions. Okay, so these are the ones for the Lumineth Realm Lords. I really like the stone sculpted bases. If you look close up, all the textures are sculpted in, and yeah, I think this would make for very nice painting. And yeah, if you are a big fan of the overbrush method, I think this will lend a lot to the complexity to the stone texture, and you will definitely enjoy your time painting this. Alright, okay, so I'm just gonna be assembling the miniatures and catch you in a little bit. So if you want to watch me assemble the miniatures, yeah, just stay on now and I'll be assembling some of the miniatures. So first and foremost, I'm going to be cutting up the leader for the Drake pageant. So it's pretty clear that this is the leader. So I'm just gonna be snipping the parts off the sprue. Alright, snipping the parts off the sprue here. So for me, when I'm assembling the miniature, I try to take some care when I'm assembling the miniature. That's why I snip off a bit more before I go into the details. I don't want to go right to the model when you're assembling the when you're clipping off the parts, because there's a chance there's always a chance that you can clip off too much and damage the model. Okay, so much for not damaging the model. Okay, just gonna do this with a bit of reference here. Okay, so I have the spear, I have the shield, and I have the dude's face. So these three parts probably would make up the leader for the Dread Pageant. And judging from the base, this would be his base. I'm just gonna cut this up. Remove the select the gifted, and now I will go on to the Slick Slash. So Slick Slash this cow looking dude. So just gonna remove Slick Slash like that. Cutting off the sprues. Okay. Yeah, this part looks like it belongs to Slick Slash. Almost dropped my clipper there. What else belongs to Slick Slash? Oh, this leg here. More Slick Slash, and I would think that this is hit. Yes, this is Slick Slash's hit. Okay, so Slick Slash is cut off. And yep, right here, base done. So I'm just gonna leave the other two dudes on their sprues. Okay, Slick Slash and the leader. Now for the Lumineth Realm Lord. Oh, this is a lot more complicated, and let's give this a try. So this looks like the leader right here. Just gonna clip off very roughly first, get him off this sprue. Okay, that's the leader. So I will need his staff, which is this. So just gonna clip this off. Okay, so now I have his front and back. I will need his head. Which is his head? They all look the same. Wow, instructions would be really useful now, but okay, let's just give this a try. It looks like this guy with the top bun. So let's get his head off the sprue. Okay, head off the sprue. And what else? It looks like that is about it. Okay, so now I will need to find his base. It's pretty clear that this is his base, and I'm gonna just cut base off the sprue. Alrighty, so we have all the parts of the sprue, and now I'm going to give you guys a tip of how to assemble push fit models. Okay, so I'm going to be doing Vasilek the Gifted first. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here. So after you have cut off the parts, why I left a little bit is so that I can go closer in and not damage the miniature. Use the flat side of the sprue like this, like such, and cut. So see, smooth, no damage. Alrighty. So I'm just removing the excess nubs as best as possible. First, just removing bits and pieces of this plastic that was attaching to the sprue. Okay, so just get rid of this. And lastly, the last part. So yes, there's definitely a lot of discussion. Push fit models, mono pose models good, or the multi pose model, multi part models better. In my opinion, I kind of like the mono pose models a lot more because it gives the sculptors a lot more opportunity to express their creativity, and they can create really dynamic and flowing sculpts, which I really enjoy from Warhammer right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna click this off quickly. I'm gonna be on to my next tip of how you can better assemble your push fit models. Okay, so for push fit models, of course it comes with a stick and a hole. So for all the sticks you want to do, you want to cut it at a 45-degree angle so that the entry is a lot more loose, so that this model will fit in a lot better. Many times these push fit models, what you will find is that the parts don't fit too well together, maybe because after it's primed, slightly thicker, and you will not be able to assemble it. So let's try to figure this out. This comes here. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, this one has been cut. The two have been cut already. One other benefit of push fit models is you can always put everything together, and you can paint it as a whole, and you still can take the parts apart without gluing it together. This is my favorite benefit of push fit models. Okay, so now I'm trying to fumble and not screw this up too badly. Wonderful. So this is Vasilak, the gifted. Oh, one more nut here that can be removed. Remove. Right. So just trimming down the sticks that go into the slots, and I'm gonna be putting this into his base. Because the nubs have been trimmed down, this allows me to remove, put it back. And this is Vasilak the Gifted. Okay, I'm gonna go on to assemble the other two models here, and yeah, just enjoy the music, and I'm just gonna come back to you very shortly. So now I've assembled all three miniatures. Slick Slash, Light Collar, and Vasilek the Gifted. Okay, so we're just gonna zoom in more now. And we're going to give a more in-depth look at them. Okay, so just gonna move the flyer apart. So as for the Light Collar, I really like his dynamic pose. There are some gaps to be filled, but it was very smartly cleaned up by the root of the bonsai plant. No real visible gaps except for this hole that I will figure out what to put in. I think the only visible gap is right here, hidden at the back, but by and large, if we look at it, if you press it in properly, it's very smart because this gap is actually armor and cloth, so there's not much filling to be done. It's a material separation that is very wisely placed. Even the flash to the armor, very well done. Let's say, yeah, like the pose, nice open pose, very good for painting. You can see how you can have a light gray coming off, really focusing on the central mass of this miniature. Okay, now moving on to Vasilek. Now this miniature is one of my favorite miniatures of the bunch. I really like how it's sculpted. If you look closely, let's zoom in and see. Just look at this insane detail. I really like how the skin is ritually scarred, and this metal shield is so much opportunity for. There's so much opportunity here for expression, and I like it a lot. Shapes are very dynamic, and yeah, I would definitely want to paint Vasilek in the near future. Okay, and now for the final model, we have Slick Slash. I left his horns out because somehow I'm not very sure how this is push fit, and I don't want to push it in too much to damage the horns. Let's have a focus right here. This is Slick Slash. Of course, it's just a really skinny cow with a pincer arm. What I like about this miniature is I can't tell whether it's male or female, and there are many materials for you to express upon. So now it's time for a bit of size comparison. There's no point comparing them between themselves, and let's have a little bit of context. So with a regular Space Marine, this Slick Slash is about half a head taller. Okay, so this is on a 32. This looks like it's on a 50 or 40 mm base. Okay, and then we have the comparisons. for the lack of focus. So comparing Vasilek and the Space Marine, Vasilek is definitely a head taller than the Space Marine, and they have identical base sizes, 32mm base sizes. Okay, and now moving on to Lightcaller. Lightcaller 2, 32mm base, identical sizes. Whoops, fallen arm there. And identical base sizes and miniature to miniature. I think this is primary scale. I think they are making primaries the standard height for characters, and yeah, I like how this is posed, but because of the rock, it's definitely a little bit taller. So by and large, my favorite miniature of the bunch definitely goes to Vasilek, the Gifted. Okay, I hope you carry on watching, and I will be painting him in a subsequent video if I find the time to do so. If you'd like to see me paint any of these models, or you would like to suggest a color scheme, do drop a comment below. And yeah, if you're watching all the way to now, you must have liked the video, so please like and subscribe, because it really helps the channel, tells YouTube that this content is useful, and yeah, I can keep getting paid and keep doing this for everybody. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video.